Hello, everybody. I'm living in a Zoom room today, and I'm excited about it. Happy Thursday, day 10 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Right after this session, I get to hop on with Steven Reinstein, Mike Metzger, Tulay, and we are doing a 2-hour webinar all about navigating 2024. So I'm super excited about that, and that we are kind of at the home stretch of the 12 days of Christmas. As you are popping in and hopping on, please say hello. Lets me know that you are here. And I'm going to jump right into it because I do have a hard stop because of the other webinar. And if you're watching the replay, type in replay. Pumps me up to see you guys that can't make it live checking out the session. Hello, Miss McClung, Miss Vanderpool, Mr. McMoyle. Awesome. All right, this is strategy number 10 of the 12 critical marketing strategies you got to implement going into 2024. We've got tomorrow, Friday, and then Monday, which will be our last session. We've unpacked a lot. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but what we are focusing on today is building powerful partnerships inside of your business. I think this is the absolute just best strategy in terms of recruiting new students. And we're going to talk about 3 different partnerships that you should be considering in order to grow. Hello, Miss Jilly. Hello, Miss Herbert. Hello, Mr. Garcia. Hello, Miss Palos. Awesome. Thank you for hopping on, guys. As always, take notes, participate, ask questions. Doing a quick little fact about Cris, each one of these. And I actually used to get sick, like go to the bathroom and throw up before every single time I had to get on stage. And the reason why I bring this up is because that doesn't happen anymore. Even when I first started doing Zooms and webinars, I used to get really, really nervous. And now it's just literally another day in the office. And, competence, when you feel confident in doing something, that equals confidence. So for all of you that are going to be setting some big goals in 2024, know that if it's outside of your comfort zone, you're going to have anxiety. It's going to be nerve-wracking. It's part of the process of growing into the person that you want to be. All right. Yesterday, your action item was to brainstorm on what would a potential ambassador program in your martial arts school look like, or a mentorship program, whether that's an ongoing leadership program that you want to implement, or, a 4, 6, 8-week type of mentorship boot camp. Just brainstorming on, can we put something into play in 2024 to really help us continue to build the bonds, not only between our team members and our students, but between the students and the families themselves. All right. So hopefully you started thinking about that. I gave you a gift from our friends over at Maya and Maya Edge. It was a snowed in P&O graphic, so that as you are creating your marketing calendar for 2024, you make sure that every single month there's something for recruiting, something for revenue, and something for retention. And I mean, a P&O can literally hit all 3 of those aspects, right? We can use it for revenue by charging for it. It's definitely a retention item because the kids get to develop those bonds during the event and get to experience each other's friendships outside of like a normal structured class. And you can utilize it for recruiting by saying, first 5 people, first 10 people get to bring a friend for free or for half off. But what I don't want you to do is say, okay, I'm doing a P&O in January, and that checks all 3 boxes. That's kind of cheating. All right. So we want to make sure there's 3 separate things. So we gave you access to that. So we keep coming back to this concept of investing your time and energy, or investing your money. And grassroots marketing, which is really what we're going to be talking about in terms of building powerful partnerships, it takes time and energy. Like 100% want to be upfront and honest. There are certain counties, there are certain school districts that it could be potentially a lot more difficult to get into than other school districts. Like we did not have any issue developing one of those types of partnerships. And we're not only going to be talking about, like partners in education today, but it has a huge payout on the other end if you are willing to invest your time and your energy. And oftentimes these powerful partnerships, they might, require a small amount of money. For instance, we would always sponsor the PTA. And it's crazy because like $100 to your local elementary PTA could literally put on like a daddy-daughter dance for them, right? So you have to decide what areas in your business are you going to invest your time and energy versus I'm going to just invest my money versus I'm going to do both. And what I absolutely love about grassroots marketing in general is just the community involvement that occurs from it. And it oftentimes is low cost because it's more about putting the time and the energy and developing that relationship. And it really allows you to quote unquote like go viral. Like the way we think about going viral online, you can go viral with word of mouth from one powerful partnership. It's super personal, it's super authentic, and it allows you to target a very specific niche of people, similar to how we can target specific audiences online, but this is specifically targeting them in your community. Okay. So we're going to talk about 3 different powerful partnerships that I want you to consider investing your time and energy in going into 2024. And the first one are B2B relationships. And we, over the years, have been, very adamant about developing other business-to-business relationships with other businesses that have similar avatars and that are also near our location, right? That's important for me with the demographics of the city that I'm in. Tampa is huge. So developing a B2B relationship with a business that is, 10, 15, 20 miles away versus one that is right around the corner, for my market, that's really, really important. And one of the B2B relationships that we just, and I'm just going to bring this up first because it's top of mind, and then we'll talk about the other stuff, is we developed a B2B relationship with the Tampa Bay Skate Academy. And they're actually located on the same road that we are, but it is a few miles down. And they are like ice skating and hockey, right? And those are 2 very expensive sports. Just I remember asking the general manager like how much their electric bill was because they have to keep the ice cold, right? It's freezing inside. And I mean, he's talking tens of thousands of dollars every month is what their electricity bill is, which is kind of, like blew my mind. But we developed a really great B2B relationship. And it started with us just putting our banner in the ice skating rink, and it was super cost effective. And what that led to is us co-hosting a trunk or treat together. And co-hosting that trunk or treat, we did it at their location, which I thought was a huge win. They had a larger parking lot and a better setup for it. But that was a huge win for us because we got to leverage their audience. We got to leverage their contact list. And this is just one small example of developing a B2B relationship with a company that has similar avatar. We're located right next to a dance studio. So in the past, we've actually done our trunk or treat with that dance studio. So I want you to think about like what businesses around you have similar avatars that are near your location: dance studios, skatings, gymnastics. And think about, how can we make this a win-win for both of us, okay? The other way that we really like to build B2B relationships is just through helping each other market. And we do that with placing our rack cards. A rack card is a 4x9, basically like just a little flyer or postcard. They're kind of long and skinny. And what I like about them, obviously they're 2-sided. So you can have like an adult offer on one side or a kid's offer on the other, or you could have like your, after school and summer camp or your kids martial arts program and after school, depending on what programs and services that you offer. But there are companies that you can actually hire that will come in and place rack cards in other businesses. But this is something that, like, our level 2, so we have different levels with our assistant instructors. Our level 2 and level 3 assistant instructors help us with. And the easiest thing to do is just the concept of, reciprocity. So we go in with our rack cards in our back pocket. We try to aim for mom and pop shops. When you go to like larger chain restaurants, they usually tell you they have to talk to corporate nail salons, barber shops, the local pizza shop. And we go in and we let them know, hey, we're, the martial arts school right around the corner. We've got some new student packets that we give out to all of the new students that enroll with us. And we'd love to be able to help you out. And, do you have any coupons or flyers that we can give our new students so they can come and, grab a pizza here or get their hair cut, or the moms can get their nails done? And there's like, nobody's going to tell you, no, we don't want you to market. They're going to be ecstatic. And then once they hand you their flyers or posters or whatever it is that you can put in your new student handbook, which is a benefit and it is a value add to your new students that sign up, you can then ask them to put your rack cards in their business. And I think oftentimes what happens is we put this okay, yes, I'm going to do this. And then we do it once and then we never go back and refresh the rack cards. So this is actually built into our marketing calendar. So every month, there is a day on the marketing calendar that says rack cards, that somebody on my team is going to go out and they're going to place the rack cards in the local businesses. And on Monday, we're going to talk about building not an event calendar. Event calendars we're going to touch on that because that's important, but more so we're going to talk about building a marketing calendar. Okay. So just a couple of ways that you can leverage B2B relationships and really just help increase visibility. And when we're giving, and it's that whole Gary V concept of jab, 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 right hook. When you give, you give, you give, you shouldn't feel bad about the ask. And doing this gives you targeted local exposure, which is why I want you to make sure that you're finding businesses with similar avatars that are near your location. Okay. And then also think about what is it realistic that we would actually go out and do the rack cards, and make sure in 2024 we have that on our marketing calendar? And what joint events could we do? Whether it's an Easter egg hunt, whether it's a trunk or treat, where do we have an opportunity to build those B2B relationships? Okay. Good morning, Miss Melissa. Nice to see you. So the number one relationship you can build to grow your kids program is partners in education. And I don't think anybody is better than Maya, the Martial Arts Industry Association, at teaching how to get into the schools, how to showcase value. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you think about it, the local elementary school, and we typically target the local elementary schools versus like middle schools or high schools, there's 700 to 1,000 of your ideal target audience inside of that school. And I will be the first one to tell you that it takes work, but hard work pays off. And if you can develop just one partnership in education, you're going to be able to explode your kids' program. And it really helps to build credibility and trust in your community when you have those partnerships in education, and the elementary school is actually the one that is recommending you. Okay. A couple of years ago, we had a really great partnership. This is when we had an after school program. We were doing after school pickup at their location, and the elementary school was named Bellamy. And we started developing, going in, and we actually met with the guidance counselor. We went in. We had a pamphlet of all of the different ways we could help support the school, whether it was being PE teacher for a day, whether it was sponsoring like honor roll, whether it was supporting the PTA. And they actually came back and they said, we do clubs every 9 weeks, because the elementary kids are on a 9-week cycle. And we'd love if you could come in and do a martial arts club. And out of the history of the company, we were the first people that were ever asked to do this that were not teachers that taught in the school. So in the past, anybody that ran a club was an actual teacher at the school. and they asked us to come in. So we went in, it was twice a week for 9 weeks and taught a martial arts program there. And we had to get creative because we're a BJJ school. They didn't have mats. At first, they had us in the cafeteria on concrete, and then they moved us to a classroom, which at least had carpet. So that, allowed us to do some of the stuff that we do in our curriculum. But at the end of the 9 weeks, we had a graduation ceremony at our school, and we had 25 kids in that program and ended up, we probably had around like 18 or 19 show up to the graduation and enrolled 15 of them. And the great part is there was a cost to join we called it the Ninja Club. And we just took that money. It was like $25 for the 9 weeks. And we could have kept it, but we took that money and we donated it right back to the school. So guess what happened the next 9 weeks? They asked us to do it again. And that cycle just continues to repeat itself. So if this is something that, you want to learn more about, I would definitely, we offer a free academy audit on all martial arts schools. We'll audit your main systems over at Maya. But this is something that I believe Maya has on lockdown, and it does take time. It does take energy, but I believe you are all one partnership in education away from running a minimum of a $500,000 a year school. Okay. The next partnership I want to talk about is Chamber of Commerce, because I think it gets a really bad rap. And I know that I had this like misconception about the Chamber of Commerce, because it's like, how do you calculate the ROI of networking? You can't, right? There's just no way for you to put a dollar sign on, hey, I am a part of this networking group of other local businesses in my county. So our Chamber of Commerce, there isn't just one that oversees all of Tampa because it's so big. We actually had smaller Chamber of Commerce, which was even better because it was more targeted to the area that our school was in. But we definitely got increased visibility. It allowed us to be involved in what the other businesses and events that they were putting on. We got accesses to resources. They would bring in, people to teach conferences and seminars. And we hosted things like coffee connections inside of our school where we gave a tour. We had coffee and little snacks. And what this does is it plants the seed of anybody that participates in the chamber of, if they're ever having a conversation with somebody and that person brings up, hey, I'm looking for an extracurricular activity, or, for my child, or, my kid came home and said they wanted to do karate. You are going to be in their mental Rolodex. And that's really hard to put an actual dollar sign of ROI. I do think you have to have a certain kind of personality, like being a people person, to, really leverage this well. But it absolutely will increase visibility. And it can't be, just like any of our marketing strategies, the only marketing strategy that you implement. But we were part of the Chamber of Commerce when my wife, Stephanie, she actually ended up becoming the president of the Chamber of Commerce. And it created this vortex of activity around our school and visibility that we've been talking about over the past 10 days. Okay. Now, once these relationships are formed, the partnership in education, the Chamber of Commerce, you're developing these B2B relationships. I believe the absolute best way to funnel people into your school from these grassroots marketing efforts is with community events, which internally, Kitchen Talk, we call mass intros. But I think this is the absolute best way for you to funnel a large group of people onto your mat, offering them some form of special promotion. And the key to it is making sure that you theme it, whether it's stranger danger for the kids, bully proof, a safety seminar, goal setting for board breaking. We've done manners seminars for the adults. It could be fitness, it could be self-defense. But I believe that is the best way to take these kind of large groups, especially if you're developing these partnerships in education and, you're able to do like a 2-week program or a 4-week program in the school. We want to funnel them into one of these community events where we can now present a special promotion because of the relationship and the partnership that was formed. And again, I don't think anybody does better in terms of the systems of this than Maya. So this is your action item. I want you to really assess when you're going into 2024, where are the relationships and partnerships? Where is the opportunity that you have? Maybe it is a partner in education. Maybe you've got a really great partner in education with one of the elementary schools, but now it's time to look into developing with another. Maybe you've never tried rat cards before. Maybe you don't have any B2B relationships with other like-minded businesses that serve the same avatar, and you start brainstorming on what businesses could we connect to. So we have a LaFleur's. It's a gymnastics, and they also do swim lessons that's right around the corner. I was driving by it the other day and it hit me, and I'm like, why have we not gone in there and see how we can help them, right? So that's a relationship we will be looking to, build next year. So I want you to start thinking about it. And for those of you that do already have these partnerships, I want you to consider dropping off a gift to them prior to the holidays and when everybody is closing down. Okay, so I got another gift from our friends over at Maya and Maya Edge. And I think the whole like asset creation of having like a flyer or a brochure or something like that really slows a lot of people down, especially if you're not a creator, you don't enjoy doing those kind of things, or maybe you do enjoy it, but you're not that great at it. So I'm going to drop, thank you, Mr. Klingenmeyer. Mr. Klingenmeyer is the king of partners in education. So if any of you have questions, feel free to blow up his DM, send him a message because he does this very, very well. But I'm going to give you this partners in education pamphlet, and you can go in and you can edit it. And if you like this and you like that P&O graphic, this is all from our friends over at Maya Edge. And Maya Edge is an incredibly affordable platform that gives you everything you need in order to have the assets printed and created so that you can either, literally print it out with print marketing, or you can put it online somewhere. This is a super special gift, and I hope you guys really consider where you have the room for opportunity in developing more powerful partnerships in your community, whether it's through, B2B, specific B2B relationships that you like go out and sniper, whether it's partners in education, or whether it's you just being more of a part of the community through the Chamber of Commerce, okay? Tomorrow, probably going to be my favorite session. We're talking about AI and the future of martial arts marketing, where I think AI is going to take us in 2024. So please make sure that you hop onto that. And as always, if you guys have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Miss Chastity says, Kurt rocks. Yes, he does. Awesome. Very cool. Hope you guys are enjoying your action items. Hope you guys are enjoying these gifts. We've given a gift every single day. We got 2 more gifts coming at you, one tomorrow and then one on Monday. And I hope to see some of you, if not all of you, on the webinar that starts in 5 minutes with myself, Mike Metzger, Steven Reinstein, and Tulay, as we're all talking about navigating 2024 from our different perspectives, whether it's marketing, websites, CRMs, or business systems. We'll see you guys soon. Talk to you later.